closely, you'll see that these are really teeny tiny pieces of fabric that are actually put on in a very purposeful pattern underneath the painting. And then she goes over the top and she paints, but she leaves sections of the floral fabric to kind of pop through and play a part in the overall piece.
Now, do you know if this is stuff that she's gone out and purchased, or are some of this found items?
I think some is given to her, some is purchased, some is vintage and has been collected over years.
Oh, what fun.
But you can see from piece to piece as well, the size of the pattern will change and kind of the frequency of the pattern will change. Like if you come look at this piece, this is the party ponies, and there are bugs interspersed. So you can see kind of every maybe fourth or fifth piece, she's got a pattern, a fabric that's patterned with bugs. So the animals have bugs on them.
The style is really unique, and it would be fun to visit with her about how she came across and came about doing this kind of work, because this looks like something that was probably evolved over time.
And I think for most artists, their process evolves over time.
Sure, but that's really interesting.
But well, like I was saying, I like the combination of how she's used the fabric to create a sense of depth. You know, you get almost little shadow pockets, but yet it's also playing a literal sense with the bugs.
Yes.
But you know, the pattern and the kind of chaos to it is interacting with the piece as well.
But then as you step back and see the whole thing and what's going on, that's a very fun, whimsical sort of thing. The ponies hanging out and having their little party with their beer bottles. And
they have the New Yorker with their replication on it. Right, great?
I love it. I love it. I never got to hang out and party with ponies on the beach before. That looks like fun.
Now you can, anytime you want, except for Mondays. These are, again, you know, storytelling.
Oh, what fun.
So
I love it.
this is lost, and this is found. And you see the little worms and the cups, and there are a lot of little kind of interactive elements where you can take pieces. I can take pieces off. I can show you how they're interactive.
I love this one on the top right. It looks like we've got cats trying to get into the birdhouse. I'm sure just to visit.
Yeah. not meaning any harm.
Of course. Of course. Oh, good.
Part comes off.
Yep. That is so cool. And these are ceramic pieces.
All ceramic, glazes, different styles of glazing.
Circling the crops with some delicious looking pears happening there. That is terrific. I'm noticing prices on some of these. These are things that people can just come and enjoy and look at, but if somebody...
Sense of color. So especially in these pieces, really beautiful color.
Use of color there, lots of oranges and some
but in a very abstract way. Could you pull a landscape out of it? Possibly, but you know, not necessarily.
That's almost got a dust storm type feel to it.
But really enamored by his work.
Yeah. I mean, this is another one, and it sort of has a similar feel to that one that I was looking at before with the sheer cliff. This could be a landscape or a very flat landscape. Being from Oklahoma, this is where my mind goes with this, a very flat landscape, maybe a small town, and just this giant dust storm. I mean, this is one that could be, you know, miles and miles and miles, something very massive in a piece that's a couple of feet by a couple of feet.
See, and that's how we all get to interpret, you know, whatever.
Right, yeah, and somebody else could go somewhere totally different with that. That's what's fun about it.
I see a Missouri sunset, you know, when we drive around and you get those little bits of red and blue in the sky.
Yes.